the Comedy Forecast Network. Let's dog-ear this for now.
This is the 7th annual Comedy Forecast April Podcast Today Spectacular, brought to you by the Comedy Forecast patrons on patreon.com. Thank you. Consider joining Barry, Amy, Howard, and the other patrons who support the show for as little as $1 a month. This year's original 30-chapter story is called The Slow Down. To hear it from the beginning, just go to comedyforecast.com/2021. Now, here's Chapter 8. The Chase is On.
It has now been a full 24 hours since General Calamity and Miss Abby Fallmacher entered the Badger People tunnels under Chasm Valley on a mission to rescue Cindy. The pair are traveling aboard the General's assault vehicle, code-named Cruller, but more commonly referred to as Princess, at a speed of 500 feet an hour. The converted 1976 Tiara Mega Coach tandem axle school bus has traveled a distance of just over 2¼ miles. Abby is seated on the bench right behind the driver, her mind preoccupied with other thoughts, while Calamity drives. Suddenly,
what the?
Miss Fallmacher looks out the window beside her, which is outfitted with a night vision display. But it's impossible to distinguish what she is seeing.
Calamity! What's going on? Calamity!
Unfastening her seatbelt, Abby moves to the driver's seat, where she finds the General fast asleep. Looking through the windshield display, she sees the problem. Princess has drifted to the left side of the tunnel and is scraping against the wall. Miss Fallmacher tugs hard at the steering wheel, trying to move the vehicle towards the right.
Calamity! Calamity! Wake up!
Slowly, painfully, Miss Fallmacher is able to adjust the trajectory of the bus. Exhausted, she collapses onto the right-hand bench in the first row. The General begins to stir.
What's the problem? Oh, was that you, Fallmacher? What are you, homesick?
You pompous windbag! You fell asleep at the wheel!
Nonsense. A good soldier simply knows when to take a strategic power nap. Now I'm as sharp as the hospital corners on a properly made bed. Unlike someone else who looks like they just wrestled a wind tunnel and lost.
Look, Captain America, something is different now.
If you mean you're suddenly attracted to me, that's understandable. But I can assure you, it's just the uniform.
Look out the window!
Miss Fallmacher was right. Something was different. Gone were the bare earthen walls of the tunnel. Now those surfaces sport elaborately patterned tiles. Miss Fallmacher presses up against the windshield, craning her neck to look up as far as possible.
I can't even see the ceiling. But is that? That's a ventilation system. A huge one. And listen. It's actually working.
What's the big deal?
Calamity. Did it ever occur to you that you're running a diesel engine inside a closed space? That ventilation system is probably saving our lives. And look at these walls. The tiles go up over a story tall.
Yeah, but they're not perfect. Look, there are holes there, and over there.
Indeed. Several feet above the floor, alternating from left to right at substantial but consistent intervals, were indents in the otherwise smooth walls. Each bowl-shaped hollow had an identical diameter, about the size of a human head.
This doesn't have anything to do with the mission.
Do you mean to tell me that you're not the least bit curious about all this?
The less you know about your enemy, the better.
First of all, wrong. And second of all, why are the Badger People your enemy?
What part of clear and present danger don't you understand, Fallmacher? They're mutants, and not the fun kind you see in those Marvel movies. For all we know, those spaces are where they display the heads of their enemies. I want them out of here.
They already left a year ago.
But this place is still here, so they might be back. My mission is to shut it down. And as soon as we find Maudlin Mary, that's what I intend to do.
Her name is Cindy. And I have to assume you know what you're doing, because what other choice do I have? Personally, I'm worried about the Venus Arms. I left Danny Hillcrest in charge. What's happening at my hotel?
You worry too much, Fallmocker. I'm sure it's fine.
Cap! Wake up! This is an emergency!
Emergency? Is the cast of Hell's a-poppin' back in town?
No! Worse! Much worse! I think. I need to find the informational instruction manual that Miss Fallmocker wrote up.
Why, what's wrong?
There's no time to explainingly say. I need to find that book.
Then it's a good thing I set up a way to remember where it is. Now, let's see. I once had a really nice ice cream sundae, which reminds me of calendars, which reminds me of reminders, which reminds me to remember a really nice ice cream sundae nope, sorry, I'm stuck in a loop. But this happens all the time. I think Miss Fallmocker wrote down a way to help me get out of it. Look in the instruction book there on that shelf behind the front desk.
Cap, you're right. Here it is. Now all I have to do is... There. Crisis avoided. This chair was too get shorty not tall. I couldn't reach the keyboard to type into the reservation system. All set now.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the oven in the kitchen.
Did you ever turn it on?
No, I didn't. I think you can cut back now.
Yep.
When did we put that clock in the lobby?
A few hours later, just after nightfall, we find ourselves behind Grass-side Green Town Hall. A man known simply as Bean stands impatiently beside an unassuming hatch door. The unkempt man has an overstuffed backpack with a nearly identical satchel at his feet.
Come on, Hitch, we need to go.
I'm here. Sorry, Bean. The train in from Pleasant View was late.
It is always late, except that one time.
It looks like I beat everyone else here.
No, this time it's just the two of us.
What do you mean? Where's Poke and Manny?
Can't say. I try, but they don't pick up. I guess they went even more out of town than you. I think Manny wanted to be in England.
That's pretty smart. I should have done the same.
Don't be a baby, Hitch.
Listen, Bean, that tunnel is creepy enough when there's 4 of us. But 2? No way.
No way. I tell you the surprise I have for you. The mayor will go 50-50 on the next haul of stuff after this job.
I don't think that's enough to get me back down there. Wait, if that's not the job, what is?
All we have to do is scare tourists out of there. Haha, that's it.
That should be easy. Those tunnels are like walking through a haunted house.
Exactly. Easy peasy. So, you in?
Okay, if you think the 2 of us can do it.
For sure we can do it. You and me, Hitch. Here, I load you up with a backpack full of supplies.
Thanks. Whoa, this thing is heavy. What's in here?
I tell you about it later. Now, the first part is a breeze. We just walk down the shiny corridor that the army makes. Haha, nothing to it.
But then we make that spooky turn into Creepland.
Let's go. Give me a hand with the hatch.
Are the General and Miss Fallmocker in trouble? What did Bean put in the backpacks? And will Danny ever realize he can simply adjust the seat height of his chair? For answers, be sure to listen to Chapter 9, Unexpected Baggage.
Special thanks to David Wapple and everyone in the Virtual Writers Cafe, and also everyone in the forums at schooly.net. In this episode, the part of Abby Fallmacher was played by Bonnie Kenderdine, and the narrator was played by Gary J. Chambers, GaryJChambers.vo.com. Additional voices, as well as story and music by Clinton Alvord. Copyright 2021, all rights reserved.